श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an Insight, Episode 137. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan Brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, we have been listening to the amazing experiences of Nana Sahib Rasane, son of Damu Anna, and marveled at the divine sport played by Sri Sainath Maharaj in his life. Nana Sahib Rasane's unswerving faith on Sri Sai Baba was astounding, and now we are going to heed to the laudable services rendered by him to his Guru and God Sri Sai Maharaj. Few of these are mentioned in Sri Sai Satcharitra in chapter 25 under the heading Damu Anna's Amra Leela. Devotees might recall that Nana Sahib Rasane was originally named as Daulat Shah by Sri Sai Baba, which means rich, and as per his name, he was affluent not in terms of material wealth alone, but also possessed the greatest treasure, that is the spiritual wealth. Thus, he was leading a prosperous life both in temporal as well as spiritual aspects of life. When Nana Sahib Rasane was only 7 years old, he came to Shirdi with his mother, and Sri Sai Maharaj at one instance foretold his mother that this child will serve him ardently. True to that, Dattatreya Damodar Rasane spent his days serving Sri Sai Baba till the end of his life. Let us first listen to those praiseworthy services now. Nana Sahib Rasane built a temple for Sri Sai Baba at Pune known as Saidas Mandal. I sincerely urge all the listeners of these episodes to try visit this unique temple. Firstly, this temple was built by the Nana Sahib Rasane who lived during the period of Sri Sai Maharaj, and another most significant feature of this temple is the holy tooth of Sri Sai Baba is installed under the divine silver padukas of Sri Sai Baba. Sri Sai Maharaj played a wonderful leela for the sake of getting his tooth installed in this temple, and this indeed a very rare and exclusive highlight of this temple. The desires are fulfilled and prayers are answered spontaneously, says the devotees, as they experience the presence of Sri Sai Maharaj in a subtle form in this temple. When Puji Sri Narasimha Swamiji approached Nana Sahib Rasane during the year 1936 to interview his experiences with Sri Sai, the latter was already giving speeches on Sri Sai Baba and spreading the glory of Sainath Maharaj at various places. Dashganu Maharaj spread the fame of Sri Sai Maharaj to every nook and corner of the Konkan district and in Goa by his kirtans and discourses. Prior to submitting himself to the services of Sri Sai, Dashganu Maharaj was employed as a police constable and was gradually drawn to Sri Sai Baba and was made to surrender entirely to Sri Sai by resigning his job and dedicating his whole life in the service of Sri Sai Maharaj. He ranked first among Sri Sai Baba's apostles, if we go by the number of devotees drawn to Sri Sai Baba. Similarly, a person by named Nikam was serving as Jamadar, that is, a junior officer in the police department in a village known as Khed, and Nana Sahib Rasane persuaded him to resign the job and join him in serving Sri Sai Baba. Nikam abided by the words of Nana Sahib Rasane by quitting his job and became a part of Saidas Mandal by moving to Pune and providing his dedicated services to Sri Sai Maharaj. Devotees, this is not a simple thing to do because the person was serving as a government officer, and to quit such a respectable job with handsome salary is not something anyone would wish to do. Moreover, this was his only livelihood. Yet he did because he had high regard for Nana Sahib Rasane and considered him as his guru. Thus, he sacrificed his temporal benefits to submit himself to the command of Nana Sahib Rasane. This also depicts their devotion and unswerving faith on Sri Sai Baba. It is also interesting to know how and where Nana Sahib Rasane started Saidas Mandal. In the initial years, Damu Anna's family resided in Ahmednagar, later moved with his family to Pune. They bought a multi-storied building in Shivaji Nagar, and Nana Sahib Rasane bought 2 rooms in that building and converted it into a temple during the year 1945. Devotees from far and wide came here and attended aratis and bhajans. There was a need for a bigger space as this building could not accommodate the devotees. Hence, Nana Sahib Rasane thought of constructing a temple. Before we delve deep into the details of this unique temple, I would like to share the beautiful sport of Sri Sai Maharaj, which explicates the Leela of Sri Sai Baba handing over his holy tooth to one of his Ankitas, and then we shall listen how it reached this temple as ordained by Sri Sai Baba. A lady by named Kashi Bai, resident of Shirdi, got married to a person living in a place known as Nifed. So, as per the custom, she moved to Nifed along with her husband. But unfortunately, in a year's time, her husband passed away, leaving Kashi Bai pregnant. She gave birth to a son and named him Madhav. Kashi Bai stayed at her in-laws' place for few months, and after 5 months she came to Shirdi to live with her parents. Kashi Bai did all the household chores and looked after Madhav. The parents of Kashi Bai were in an impoverished state. The child was now 2 years old, and Kashi Bai decided to support the family by working in the nearby farmlands. There was none to take care of the child Madhav. This incident occurred while Sri Sai Baba was in his mortal coil in Shirdi. Kashi Bai decided to keep the child under the complete care of Sri Sai Baba. So, every day in the early morning, Kashi Bai took Madhav to Dwarakamai, left him next to Sri Sai Baba, and went to the nearby fields to work. She never had any worries about her child, as the universal mother, Saima, would take care of the child. In the evening, after completing her work, she would prostrate at Sri Sai Maharaj's feet, thanking him heartily for taking care of the child. Then pick up the baby and would go back home. This became her daily routine. Madhav was very fortunate and blessed to have been under the total care of Lord Sri Sai Baba. Thus, he grew up in the lap of Sri Sai Baba and turned 4 years. Madhav started to do small chores for Sri Sai, such as to pick up things required for Sri Sai or getting stuff from the nearby shops and so on. Thus, merely by good merits from his past birth and the grace of Sri Sai Baba gave a blessing to Madhav to be with Sri Sai Baba at such a tender age and involved in the services of Sri Sai by good fortune. As we all know that Sri Sai Baba never took anybody's labor for free, and out of the dakshina amount he received from the devotees every day would give away some money to few residents and to all those who served him. Bade Baba was given almost rupees 55 every day. For some, rupees 25, few received rupees 30. The child Amali was given rupees 2, and Madhav was also one among them. Madhav was paid rupee 1 for the work he did to Sri Sai Baba. In fact, rupee 1 was not a small amount those days. The child would hand over the money to his mom and they both would take Sri Sai Maharaj's blessings and went to their home by dusk. It was not easy for Kashibai to meet the needs of the family with her earnings. One day, when Kashibai came to pick up the child, she was dismayed, approached Sri Sai Baba and asked, Baba, every day you give a handsome of money to many devotees, and Madhav also does your chores. Then why is he given a paltry sum of rupee 1? Is this fair on your part, Baba? Devotees, listen to the kind words spoken by Sri Sai to Kashibai. He said in a calm tone, Mother, it's true that I give huge amounts to few, but I will stop backing them any time. However, the support I am providing to Madhav will last forever. Kashibai couldn't understand the purport of Sri Sai Baba's words. She simply listened to him. Now, the most merciful mother, Sri Sai, asserted thus, मैं तुमचे सारख्या अनादि महिलेचा मट्टी आहे, which means, I am the savior of destitute women like you. Kashibai was not prime enough to grasp this great affirmation of Sri Sai Maharaj. So she again said, Oh, my husband and Matti, that is custodian, has died 5 years ago. Now Sri Sai got enraged. Seeing the anger of Sri Sai Baba, Kashibai got scared. As such, she was upset. So she quietly took Madhav and left from there. She didn't come for next 2 or 3 days to masjid. But the Almighty Lord Sri Sai Baba, who is completely detached from all the worldly ties, was missing the small boy Madhav. The Lord's grace would flow upon his devotees as that of a perennial river, and it is impartial as it flows for everyone. Though the divine manifestation of the Lord had no bondage with anything in this world, behaved as though he has close ties with everyone. He took care of the child Madhav as if it was his kith and kin. He nourished the child and supported the family. An embodiment of compassion is Sri Sai Baba. So he began to inquire others about Madhav's absence. His heart longs for his devotee's presence, so he sent a messenger to fetch Kashibai and Madhav. Kashibai came to Dwarakamai, but was little hesitant and scared, so she didn't speak a word. She was not sure if Sri Sai Baba was still upset with her. Now the loving Mother Sri Sai smiled and gestured her to come close and reassured her. Then gently pulled out one of his loose tooth, placed it in a handful of udi, tied it in an old rag, and gave it to Kashibai, instructing thus: Keep this safely with you. Allah bala karega. Allah will do good. Kashibai prostrated at the feet of Sri Sai and returned home with Sri Sai's divine tooth and blessings. On returning home, Kashibai made a talisman of the tooth with udi and tied it around Madhav's right arm. Madhav grew into a young adult and was known as Madhav Rao. By then, his mother, Kashibai, passed away. He became alone, so decided to go and live in Nifad and stay with the relatives from his father's side. Madhav's devotion towards Sri Sai Baba also grew in his heart over these years and has been serving Sri Sai until his Mahasamadhi. Getting back to the original thread, at this juncture, the devotee by name Nikam, the one who resigned his job from the police department at the advice of Nana Sahib Rasane and joined Saidas Mandal at Pune, had a vivid dream in which Sri Sai Baba appeared and said, Go to Nifad and collect my tooth from Madhav Rao. This task didn't seem to be hard for Nikam, as he had already met Madhav Rao at Shirdi many times during his visit after Sri Sai Baba's Mahasamadhi. So he started to Nifad. Nikam met Madhav Rao and both were happy and surprised to meet each other. Lo, simultaneously, Sri Sai also appeared in the dream of Madhav Rao at Nifad and instructed, A person will approach you tomorrow. Give him my tooth. Now, when Nikam talked about his dream to Madhav Rao, he felt extremely happy and both marveled listening to the divine sport of Sri Sai Baba from the other. Immediately, Madhav Rao handed over the talisman to Nikam. Thus, Nikam received the holy tooth of Sri Sai Baba and preserved it safely at his home for few years. By then, the Saidas Mandal building demanded expansion. So, the temple was renovated and Nikam didn't want the divine treasure of Sri Sai to be just kept at his home. Rather, for the welfare of all the devotees, he decided to hand over this to the Saidas Mandal. After the extension of the temple in the year 1950, when Pujya Sri Narasimha Swamiji installed the divine portrait of Sri Sai Baba, he also placed the talisman holding the tooth and chillam under the silver padukas of Sri Sai Baba in this temple. Devotees, hence I would like to request you all to visit this temple and reap Sri Sai's divine grace. There is another significant feature of this temple which we shall heed in the coming episode. We are almost at the end of chapter 25 and shall continue with more enthralling Leelas. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.